Hello, my YouTube family. Welcome into my yearly favorites of 2017. I am so happy to be doing this. I absolutely love doing monthly favorites, and yearly favorites are like the cream of the crop for me. I love watching them and I love bringing you what I have. And I want you to know that this is actually going to be broken apart in 4 parts because I knew that since I'm trying to keep my videos a little bit shorter lately, I knew that I could not possibly bring it to you in the span of just a few minutes. But before we get into anything, as always, if you're brand new to my channel, I'm so excited that you're visiting today. Thank you for stopping by. Please hit the subscribe button below, the red one, and then don't forget to hit the little bell icon next to it so that you can be notified of any future videos that I will be bringing to you guys. And please give this video a big old thumbs up. I would really appreciate that. That helps more than anything to get my videos out into YouTube land. So I do really appreciate it when you guys do that. So before I get into the products, I do want to tell you guys one thing. I decided that if I didn't have a high-end and a drugstore, I wasn't going to worry about that. I just kind of didn't leave myself into the parameters that are normal about it because as you guys know, I kind of march to the beat of a different drum. I don't really have a set order of things like other YouTubers do things. So I'm kind of different. I'm kind of a rebel and I like it. So that's how we're doing things today. The first thing I want to talk about is priming your skin and prepping your skin and how important that is. We all know how important it is, and my very favorite product to prime my skin with is the e.l.f. mineral primers. This comes in hydrating, it comes in pore minimizing, it comes in toning, all different kinds of ones, and it's only $6. I just love these primers for all of those things. I think that they're fantastic. They do everything that the high-end ones do. They are a silicone base, so they're going to give you that smooth, beautiful canvas that you need in order to get gorgeous foundation, and that's what a primer is supposed to do, help your foundation stay on and give it a smooth canvas. So this is my favorite. I would highly recommend that you guys pick up any one of these. Just pick one that you feel would fit your personal skin needs. In the foundation category, I actually did have a high-end and a drugstore. My drugstore favorite is the LA Girl Pro Coverage HD Illumination Foundation, and I have this in a white, which I absolutely love having a white foundation that you can mix in with any color and customize your color. And then I have it in a darker color that was my summer color, and I think this one is natural. So I actually am mixing these two together right now and I get an absolutely perfect shade. I love the coverage on this. I love the wear time on it. It does so good for me. Now in the summer, I have to set it down a little bit more than I do in the winter, but I really have been enjoying this. It definitely has been the standout drugstore for me. And then for high-end, I actually have 2. One is my NARS All Day Illumination Weightless Foundation. I love this stuff, you guys. This has been my holy grail foundation for years, and I think it will continue to be my holy grail foundation. It is so light, but it covers like an absolute dream. And yes, it does have coverage for all day long. And yes, it does feel weightless, and it does give that luminosity. I think this is one of the best foundations I've ever had, but it is a watery consistency, so I don't know how it gives such good coverage, but it sure does. And it is one that blends really well. I don't have to touch it up during the day. I love this. This is my holy grail. But during the year, I did pick up the Fenty Beauty foundation, and I really like this too, you guys. This one is one that they either love it or they hate it, and I really loved it. The coverage was wonderful for me, and it was a lot lighter like that NARS one was, and it seemed to me that it just wore a long time. It gave wonderful coverage. It was just a really good foundation. I would recommend that you go ahead and give it a try. Maybe you could get a sample at Sephora or something, but I did really like it for my skin particularly. The next thing probably won't be a surprise to any of you because I talk about this so very much. It is my corrector, which is the Benefit Erase Paste. Now, this is not called that anymore in the Benefit line. It is now called the Boing Concealer, but it's the brightening one. And I always get it in the number 2 or the medium. And it is a very peachy color. Hopefully you can see it right there. I love this stuff. Emily, it was in the Emily Awards. I will continue to use this stuff. It covers like no other, my dark circles, and it is emollient enough that my fine lines and wrinkles, and yes, I have deep wrinkles underneath there, they don't show through at all. And then of course my Tarte Shape Tape. Now, I didn't have any sort of a drugstore pick in this category. I just find that I have such specific concerns on my under eyes that these two products together are magic for me. And so I absolutely love using them together, and I will continue to use them together. Tarte Shape Tape is full coverage, and it is drying if you use it on your own. So a lot of ladies were saying that they could not, on its own, excuse me. A lot of ladies were saying that they couldn't use it because it was too drying. But when I use it over top of the erase paste or the brightening Boing. And I just find that the emollients from that and this, it mixes so well together, gives me complete coverage, and it doesn't settle into my fine lines and wrinkles. Now, you do have to, when you do those two together, you do have to set them. And there is only one powder that I used underneath my eyes to set, and I've used it almost the whole year, and that's the Laura Mercier translucent powder. And I don't know what kind of magic they put in here, but it just seems to do the trick really well. I will actually use this only on my under eyes. I love using this all over my face too, but I will interchange throughout other things, pressed powders and other loose powders. And I do have a few that I'll show you here in a minute. But if you haven't tried this, there really is something behind the hype that's all over YouTube. And that is just basically that it is a fantastic powder and it lasts forever. I have it in the deluxe size, and I think this is going to last me a long, long time. Barely made a dent in it, and I've had it for over a year. So love that one. Now for pressed powder, I really just want to tell you that there's only one, and it is the e.l.f. pressed powder that I reach for over and over again. I think this is every bit as good as high-end powders. I absolutely love the consistency of it. It's just light and airy, and it does the job of blurring those pores and setting down makeup so good. Every bit as good as the Bye Bye Pores of the IT Cosmetics, or one of the, like a Too Faced pressed powder. Any pressed powders, it does just as good as those. And I think I talked about that very recently in my November favorites. But one that I didn't talk about that I really do love is this RCMA Original No Color Powder. This, you guys, I hate the way this is dispensed, and every YouTuber will say that to you because I don't need an oregano bottle. You know, it's done in like a spice bottle, and it dispenses too much when you do it that way. But I actually just tap a tiny bit into another lid and then use it that way. But this is really, really good. It leaves behind no white cast, and it does do the blurring properties that you want on your pores. Set your makeup down so well. This is really inexpensive. I think this was $12 for this. And they actually, when YouTube hopped on board and everybody started using it, they tripled the price on this. It used to be $4. So it's $12 now, but it is very, very worth the price, even at $12, because this is something that, you know, it kind of is never going to go away. You have it forever, and there's a ton in there. Now we get down to just setting sprays, and I actually have two. This one is the Scandinavia, and it is the finishing spray. So this is after you've done everything on your face, and you set this down right before you do your mascara. I love this stuff, you guys. This is a gargantuan size. The Urban Decay All Nighter setting spray is like a quarter of this size, or half the size, because I think this one is 8 ounces. And what I love about it is that it was still cheaper than the Urban Decay All Nighter spray. So really, really have been loving this. I've been using it like crazy. Absolutely love the mist on this thing. It is so much better than any other mist I've ever seen. It is so fine, and it doesn't leave droplets. And I have a tendency to use a ton because I want my makeup to stay on all day long. So I do love this. No funky smell about it or anything like that, like some of them have. So this is just a definite winner for me. I love that stuff. I'm so glad that I got it. The last thing that I'm going to talk about, this is the Algae Nest hydrating setting spray, and this is called Splash. This spray I think has been my game changer for the year. I will put on my concealers, those two that I just showed you, then I will set them down with powder, then I go in with this on a dampened beauty blender and just lightly touch it so that that powdery look or that dry look that you get from powder goes away. And you guys, all those things together have just been so amazing for my under eyes. I still struggle with it. As you age, you really can't do much about those lines and wrinkles under there. And I smile so much that it is really hard for me to get away from any laugh lines or any wrinkles under there. So loved that I found this year. I have not used hardly any of it. I got it back in the April VIB sale, but I haven't hardly used any of it. As you can see, it goes a long way because I use one squirt. That's all I use. And then I set down those under eyes. And I do use my Scandinavia on top of that too. But this just seems to do the trick with those under eyes to make them have a little bit more life than you would have if you just put powder on there and they just look cakey and dry like it happens so much. So that's it so far for just the face base product. I hope that you guys enjoyed this today. Again, please give it a big old thumbs up if you did. If you have any foundations or powders or anything like that that you're enjoying, let me know in the comment section below. I would love to hear from you. In all of my videos that I will be doing, all of the products will be listed in the description box with links that you can go to be able to find the products. Hope that you're having an amazing day. I love you all very, very much, and I'll see you in my very next video. Bye, you guys.